if you ask 10 people what a brand is, you'll probably get 10 different answers. It's very subjective in the minds of most people. But I think a really neat way to sum it up is a brand's a collective perception of your company, your product, or your service in the minds of your audience, whatever that means. Okay. So, at the risk of repeating myself, right, it's more than your logo, it's more than just your name, it's more than your tagline. It's shaped by everything your entity does, from the visuals all the way on through the messaging, through the experiences it delivers, and the emotions it evokes. Your brand is the guy or girl that answers your phones, right? That first touch point, as well as your TV commercial, as well as your sign on the side of the highway. It is the entire 360-degree experience of your business and what kind of imprint that leaves on your customer. Successful brands, right? The best brands that we all encounter every day in our lives that have made an impact on us, those are the brands that are good at creating those deep-seated convictions about who they want to be and how they want to be perceived.
Absolutely. I'm so glad you laid it out that way. Typically, when people think about brand, they're not really humanizing it, and I love that you bring that to the forefront. Corrine, do you want to add to that before we dive in a little bit further?
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously agree with all of everything that Greg just said. And I think that that perception or being able to create some sort of connection with your customers through the brand you're building is key. I think it's about crafting not just, again, those visuals, but there's an overarching story and experience that you also want to create to leave that lasting impression. So if you do think of it, again, we're talking about sort of like this human element. If you think of it like a relationship, you want your customers to feel something when they engage with your brand. The goal is to have your visual identity and the story that you're telling align with how you want your customers to feel when they're actually interacting with your business. So it's not just, hey, I'm putting this thing out there, but it is about how your customers actually end up interacting with it and how they end up feeling about it.